Employers should establish clear policies outlining the requirements for complete paperwork and the consequences of non-compliance, ensuring employees are aware of these policies. Provide access to forms, making necessary forms readily available to employees, either physically or electronically. Set deadlines, establishing reasonable deadlines for paperwork submission and communicate them clearly to employees. Create a tracking system, implementing a system to track the progress of paperwork, monitor deadlines, and identify potential delays. Foster a culture of accountability, holding employees accountable for completing and submitting paperwork on time. Employees should understand the importance of paperwork, recognizing that complete paperwork is essential for accurate accounting, client relations, and internal operations. Read and follow instructions, carefully reviewing and following the instructions provided for completing and submitting paperwork. Plan ahead, allowing ample time to gather and complete paperwork, especially if scheduling issues or other delays are anticipated. Communicate delays, informing your supervisor if delays are unavoidable, and submit a written explanation with incomplete paperwork. Be proactive, taking initiative to resolve any issues or delays that may impede paperwork submission. Regarding the examples, firstly, if the employee missed the deadline due to unavoidable scheduling issues, it may not be appropriate to withhold pay. However, the employee should promptly submit a written explanation with the paperwork. The employer could consider extending the deadline or providing alternative arrangements for the foreman to obtain the form. Secondly, it is generally not considered appropriate to withhold warranty hours paid due to incomplete paperwork. The employer should work with the employee to complete the necessary documentation and establish a reasonable deadline for its submission. Consequences for incomplete paperwork could include corrective action or retraining, rather than withholding payment. Complete and accurate paperwork is vital in various professional contexts, serving as a cornerstone for compliance, accountability, and smooth operations. To ensure that paperwork processes are efficient and effective, it's essential to address the responsibilities of both employers and employees. Employers play a pivotal role in establishing the framework for paperwork management. They must establish clear policies that define the requirements for complete paperwork, emphasizing the importance of accuracy and timeliness. These policies should be communicated effectively to all employees, ensuring that everyone understands the standards expected of them. Providing access to forms is another critical aspect of an employer's responsibility. Employees need easy access to the necessary forms, whether in physical or electronic format. Simplifying the process of obtaining and completing paperwork can significantly reduce errors and delays. Setting deadlines is essential for maintaining workflow and meeting regulatory requirements. Employers should establish reasonable deadlines for paperwork submission and communicate these deadlines clearly to employees. This allows employees to plan their work effectively and prioritize tasks accordingly. To streamline paperwork management, employers should consider implementing a tracking system. This system can help monitor the progress of paperwork, track deadlines, and identify potential delays. By proactively identifying and addressing bottlenecks, employers can ensure that paperwork is completed on time and without errors. Fostering a culture of accountability is crucial for maintaining a high level of compliance. Employers should hold employees accountable for completing and submitting paperwork on time. This can be achieved through regular performance reviews, feedback sessions, and recognition programs. Employees also have a significant role to play in ensuring complete and accurate paperwork. Firstly, employees must understand the importance of paperwork. They should recognize that complete paperwork is essential for accurate accounting, client relations, and internal operations. This understanding motivates employees to take their paperwork responsibilities seriously. Secondly, employees should carefully read and follow the instructions provided for completing and submitting paperwork. Paying attention to detail and adhering to guidelines can minimize errors and ensure that all necessary information is included. Thirdly, planning ahead is essential for meeting deadlines. Employees should allow ample time to gather and complete paperwork, especially if scheduling issues or other delays are anticipated. Proactive planning can prevent last-minute rushes and reduce the likelihood of errors. Fourthly, effective communication is critical for addressing delays or issues. If delays are unavoidable, employees should inform their supervisor and submit a written explanation with the incomplete paperwork. This allows employees to understand the situation and take appropriate action. Fifthly, employees should be proactive in resolving any issues or delays that may impede paperwork submission. Taking initiative to address problems and seek assistance when needed can prevent minor issues from escalating into major disruptions. Let's consider two specific examples to illustrate the application of these principles. Firstly, suppose a change order form is required from a long-time general contractor client, and due to scheduling issues, the form cannot be obtained by the electrical foreman until the following week. In such a scenario, it may not be appropriate to withhold pay from the foreman for the time spent performing the change order. However, the employee should promptly submit a written explanation with the paperwork detailing the reasons for the delay and the steps taken to obtain the form. The employer could consider extending the deadline or providing alternative arrangements for the foreman to obtain the form, such as allowing the foreman to submit the form electronically or authorizing another employee to collect the form on their behalf. Secondly, suppose warranty work is performed and an internal form is required to report and explain such work. If the paperwork is missed or incomplete, it is generally not considered appropriate to withhold warranty hours paid. The employer should work with the employee to complete the necessary documentation and establish a reasonable deadline for its submission. Consequences for incomplete paperwork could include corrective action or retraining, rather than withholding payment. Employers should view incomplete paperwork as an opportunity to provide additional training and support to employees, rather than as a reason to penalize them financially. In summary, ensuring complete paperwork requires a collaborative effort between employers and employees. Employers must establish clear policies, provide access to forms, set deadlines, implement tracking systems, and foster a culture of accountability. Employees must understand the importance of paperwork, read and follow instructions, plan ahead, communicate delays, and be proactive in resolving issues. By working together, employers and employees can create a paperwork management system that is efficient, effective, and compliant. The principles of complete and accurate paperwork extend beyond the specific examples discussed. They apply to a wide range of industries and professional contexts. Whether it's filing tax returns, submitting insurance claims, or completing project reports, the importance of accurate and timely paperwork cannot be overstated. By adopting the best practices outlined above, organizations can streamline their paperwork processes, reduce errors, and improve overall efficiency. In addition to the responsibilities of employers and employees, technology can play a significant role in enhancing paperwork management. Electronic document management systems (EDMS) can automate many of the manual tasks associated with paperwork, such as data entry, filing, and retrieval. EDMS can also improve accuracy and reduce the risk of errors by validating data and enforcing business rules. Furthermore, EDMS can enhance collaboration and communication by allowing multiple users to access and update documents simultaneously. In conclusion, complete and accurate paperwork is essential for compliance, accountability, and smooth operations. By establishing clear policies, providing access to forms, setting deadlines, implementing tracking systems, fostering a culture of accountability, understanding the importance of paperwork, reading and following instructions, planning ahead, communicating delays, and being proactive in resolving issues, organizations can create a paperwork management system that is efficient, effective, and compliant. Technology can also play a significant role in enhancing paperwork management, automating tasks, improving accuracy, and enhancing collaboration. Paperwork compliance is more than just a procedural formality. It is a crucial aspect of maintaining regulatory standards, ensuring financial transparency, and fostering trust among stakeholders. In highly regulated industries such as healthcare, finance, and construction, strict adherence to paperwork requirements is not only expected but legally mandated. Non-compliance can result in severe penalties, including fines, lawsuits, and even criminal charges. To ensure paperwork compliance, organizations must implement robust policies and procedures. These policies should clearly define the types of paperwork required, the deadlines for submission, and the consequences of non-compliance. They should also provide clear guidance on how to complete and submit paperwork accurately. Regular training sessions can help employees stay informed about paperwork requirements and best practices. These sessions should cover topics such as data privacy, document security, and record retention. By providing employees with the knowledge and skills they need to comply with paperwork requirements, organizations can minimize the risk of errors and violations. Audits are an essential tool for assessing paperwork compliance. Regular audits can identify areas where paperwork processes are weak or deficient. They can also help detect instances of non-compliance such as missing documents, inaccurate data, or unauthorized access. By addressing these issues promptly, organizations can prevent them from escalating into more serious problems. Record retention is a critical aspect of paperwork compliance. Organizations must establish clear policies for retaining and destroying paperwork. These policies should comply with all applicable laws and regulations. They should also consider the organization's business needs. For example, certain types of paperwork may need to be retained for longer periods for legal or financial reasons. Document security is essential for protecting sensitive information contained in paperwork. Organizations must implement appropriate security measures to prevent unauthorized access, use, or disclosure of paperwork. These measures may include physical security, such as locked cabinets and access control systems, as well as electronic security, such as encryption and firewalls. By implementing robust security measures, organizations can minimize the risk of data breaches and protect the privacy of their customers and employees. Paperwork compliance is an ongoing process that requires continuous monitoring and improvement. Organizations should regularly review their paperwork policies and procedures to ensure that they are effective and up to date. They should also solicit feedback from employees and customers to identify areas where paperwork processes can be improved. By embracing a culture of continuous improvement, organizations can ensure that their paperwork processes remain efficient, effective, and compliant. The principles of paperwork compliance extend beyond the specific requirements of individual laws and regulations. They reflect a broader commitment to ethical behavior, transparency, and accountability. Organizations that prioritize paperwork compliance demonstrate a commitment to doing business the right way. This can enhance their reputation, build trust with stakeholders, and improve their bottom line. In today's digital age, technology plays an increasingly important role in paperwork compliance. Electronic document management systems (EDMS) can automate many of the manual tasks associated with paperwork compliance, such as data entry, filing, and retrieval. EDMS can also improve accuracy and reduce the risk of errors by validating data and enforcing business rules. Furthermore, EDMS can enhance collaboration and communication by allowing multiple users to access and update documents simultaneously. Cloud-based EDMS solutions offer additional benefits such as scalability, accessibility, and disaster recovery. By leveraging the power of technology, organizations can streamline their paperwork compliance processes, reduce costs, and improve overall efficiency. In addition to EDMS, other technologies can also support paperwork compliance. Optical character recognition (OCR) software can convert scanned documents into editable text, making it easier to search and analyze paperwork. Workflow automation tools can automate repetitive tasks such as routing paperwork for approval or sending reminders to employees. Data analytics tools can help identify trends and patterns in paperwork data, allowing organizations to detect potential compliance issues early. By combining these technologies, organizations can create a comprehensive paperwork compliance solution that meets their specific needs. Effective paperwork compliance requires a collaborative effort between all stakeholders, including employees, managers, and compliance officers. Employees must be trained on paperwork requirements and best practices. Managers must ensure that their teams are following paperwork policies and procedures. Compliance officers must monitor paperwork processes, conduct audits, and investigate potential violations. By working together, stakeholders can create a culture of compliance that permeates the entire organization. Paperwork compliance is not just a legal obligation, it is a strategic imperative. Organizations that prioritize paperwork compliance are better positioned to manage risk, protect their reputation, and achieve their business goals. By embracing a culture of compliance, organizations can create a more sustainable and successful future.